Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. I've gotten some comments from multiple people who watch these videos that, like, wouldn't it be great if I weren't playing the Prismata music? People are tired of it. They've heard it a lot. Or, they find it too stressful, too moving. So I decided to try this episode with no music. And I've also turned off the game sounds as well, since we're not playing the music. The game sounds don't add that much. I don't know. We'll see. The nice thing about this is that it means you can play your own music if you want, and I can listen to my own music, which I couldn't really do if I were recording the game sounds. I just find it kind of jarring to hear just the game sounds and no music. So I've turned off all the sounds for this episode. Let's see what we get. Volcanic. Anyway, if you have strong opinions about this, feel free to write in. Wow. This is basically nothing but soak, huh? You kind of, don't want 2 blue because of Fuge? Because of, Polywall? You clearly want a lot of drones. We're getting 3rd Engie here, and then just, there's great Absorb and great Soak, so what do? Just build Tarsiers and, Energy Matrix, I guess, but... having... Oh, no, hang on. I wasn't ready. Having 2 blue, you will often have to have it go to waste when you own a Polywall, I think. So there's some argument for, fuging into 1 matrix, but it's honestly pretty hard to do that. So I don't know. I still don't really know what the path is here. I guess I get a conduit on turn 3. Why not? But how do you sync, the conduit? I guess, there can just be some turn where I buy, the first turn I buy Tarsiers, I can try to slam in some ISOs as well, maybe? That would be, $8 plus... I don't know. How much more can I really spend if I... How many ISOs can I buy with that? Not many, I would think. I could get a turn 4 Fuge, but I don't really think that's a great idea. I think getting 2 blue is just fine. You can build Cauterizer Splitter or Cauterizer Wall or Cauterizer Polywall or whatever. I could consider here actually, cutting this conduit for another engineer to build 4 drones next turn. There really is not a lot of incentive to build attackers, right? I think this might be okay. What's the opponent going to do to punish this, right? And I don't really want all that much green. What this is really doing is slowing down my blue. And I don't want 1 blue anyway. I want 2. So I'll go ahead and try this. Gonna try to get a lot of ISOs. Oh, that's a good point, actually, is that against Big Absorb, ISOs are kind of good because they deny the energy matrix value if you have no other attackers. So maybe your first round of attack is just ISOs, and then you build Tarsiers to line up with them. That's a cool idea. I don't mind following along with that. I can build 2 forges next turn. No, I won't need them because he's building ISOs. I don't know, if you want to build 3 Gauss cannons, I guess go ahead, but I don't think he will. So, going to be hitting me for what? 6? At most 8, right? And Energy Matrix already handles that, so I don't need another engineer here. But I will be losing some NGs, so I'm going to go ahead. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I should have calculated whether I'll need it. And the matrix is going to suck a bit, but, you know, what can you do? I guess if I had cut the NG, I could have built a 4th ISO instead of this last drone. I guess this is okay, though. Opponent's going to try to go just ISOs. I feel like with Polywall that is not enough, right? There's good soak as well as all the big absorb, which sort of means you need more than just 10 ISOs to win the game, I feel like. So let's say I do something like this. You're going to attack me for what? 14, 15? That's 4 here. Polywall, Splitter, Tarsiers. 16. I want ISOs as well. So how much of this do I really need? 15, probably 16. 4, 10. I need like 2 or 3 NGs. Let's say 3. Then I can get Polywall Splitter is 16, 24. 1 more ISO. It is weird not to have the music going, I have to say. I guess I could turn on the game sounds. I'm not recording what I can hear them. No, that's the game sounds. You guys still can't hear this, which is like not ideal, I guess, but... So we get this Polywall. We get Tarsiers. Although honestly, maybe I just need more soak. So this is 10. Yeah, I mean, it's not amazing, but yeah, this splitter kind of sucks, doesn't it? What if I got Cauterizer instead? I couldn't actually buy any more ISOs from it, so I guess I won't. I don't know. Yeah, I'll get the Cauterizer next turn. I think I might have gotten too many conduits. I was excited about following along with this ISO stuff, but my plan was actually to get more like red and blue. I should pay more attention to multiples of 6, by the way, because of Polywall. It turned out okay this time, I think. But it sort of matters. Seems okay. Cauterizer turns off, but that's alright. Ish. How much do I have to... I need to produce... I don't want the Cauterizer to turn off. I would need 2 force fields to keep it on. I don't really think is worthwhile. But Tarsiers are not great right now either. I guess I will get force fields and a Rhino. Yeah, I think my opponent's Absorb Denial might be... He was able to go longer than I was without like giving my energy matrix full value. You need to add Tarsiers and permanent attackers eventually, but it seems like maybe I did it too soon. And also way too much green. Yeah, I'm not very happy right now. I mean, like, Polywall's pretty cool and all. But, like, there go all my cauterizers, right? Oh, I shouldn't have... I should have counted his cauterizer being turned off. One more force field would have saved the second cauterizer. One less force field would have still been enough to save the first. This was exactly the wrong number of force fields. Oh, no, I'm a genius. 8. It was perfect. I did it exactly right. LOL. I'm kind of tempted to buy a Polywall, honestly. Like, tagging for 12, so yeah, that's fine, right? That's exactly keeping my cauterizer firing. I need to pay more attention to whether their cauterizer is firing. I imagined I was sacking a Rhino to keep my stuff firing, but actually I wasn't, so I got something wrong there. The cauterizers are also sort of good because they make my engineers vigilant. They make it like less valuable for my opponent to attack at irregular intervals because keeping the engies alive is a boon to me. I don't know. I think I'm losing. Some of my cauterizers are turning off here, I suspect. Yeah. Opponent, though, is losing 3 attack, it looks like. I don't know. I guess I'll just force field everything I can and go nuts, right? And then I get to keep a cauterizer. I don't think I have enough attack. Right? Like, there goes all the cauterizers. Great, but yeah. All right, I didn't respect ISO enough here. It's like generally not a great unit, and it is good against big absorbers. I thought though that with all the soak, it wouldn't be a big deal. Opponent seems to be over defending here by a lot, maybe. No, they're over defending to keep the cauterizers alive, right? There go all the polywalls, and this defends barely, but then I just like have nothing. So I don't exactly think I was wrong to get the 4th engineer. Maybe I was. Like, I don't know. I guess I was sort of committed to getting the first attack, or the first energy matrix, which meant that I had all this blue, and so I needed to start building, like, permanent regular attackers, which means that, like, I have too much tech to spend, too much other tech to spend all my green. So I think if I was going to do this, I definitely shouldn't have followed second conduit. That became clear, but, like, what am I supposed to do instead, right? Maybe Animus. I don't know. Opponent gets these and drones. I don't remember exactly, but now, like, I can't even get blue for this ISO. Like, it's just, I don't know. Everything feels wrong. So, like, what if instead I said, look, actually, 4th NG is not so great. You don't want a lot of attackers, but you want them eventually. And I could just do, like, what he was doing, but a little bit faster, right? Suppose I did that. And he follows and does exactly what he was doing anyway. Did he get a... Maybe he actually floated 4, so you can, like, buy all the ices and still do cool stuff. I don't know. Something like this. Maybe it's just, it was too early to commit to a matrix against just 6 damage. And I should just get a wall. Should he have gotten an NG in this line instead of a drone? Probably. Let's give him an NG. I don't know. This maybe. And we keep the ISOs going. Yeah, the energy matrix is just too big an investment. I underestimated the power of having the ISOs be synced. And furthermore, didn't really connect how much having 2 blue would make it difficult to sync ISOs and have no other attackers. Right. I was committed to building attackers too soon that don't care about being synced. And, you know, it's great to build attackers. I'd rather have them than not, but if I didn't have the second blast sword, I wouldn't really be committed to doing that, and I could, like, develop more in other ways. Get more ISOs, for example. Anyway, whose turn is it in this line? It's his turn. Okay. I guess there's this green thing up here I should know, but I'm not used to looking at that. Likewise here. And now, obviously, you buy more ISOs. Although, maybe you ought to get a splitter or something. Not sure. Maybe you could buy an early polywall? That seems pretty dumb. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just this, I guess. I don't know. It's going to be a lot to defend against. No, because you want a matrix. Maybe you just float the blue and say, I don't care. I don't know. This doesn't look that great either. Because... well, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm actually having to build. There's a when both players are building ISOs, it's advantageous to have yours be the ones which fire second. Because then on your ISO off turn, they're attacking you and you need to build a bunch of defense. And then on your ISO on turn, they're not attacking you and you can afford to just buy a bunch of ISOs. So now in this line, I'm in the opposite of that position. But in the game, I was in supposedly the better position and I got like murdered, right? Am I wrong? Did I have it backwards somehow? No. Yeah, so in this position, my ISOs are firing first, and I'm sad about it, right? Then his fire, and he's happy about it. So why was it in the analysis that the same... Oh, it's because I waited a whole ISO cycle. I didn't build ISOs right after him, because I was like, oh, I better have a matrix. If you build the ISOs right after, you're sort of in the more privileged position. Okay, interesting. But it's hard to do that when you need to build, like... So maybe I should have just built one blast forge here for the wall and a bunch of ISOs. And then I can follow along a little bit better. He actually just like didn't absorb at all. He just built a polywall on this for this first wave, didn't he? That's interesting. It seems bad, but it's kind of cool because... Did he build it early? No, he built a splitter. Anyway, it feels bad, but you're not absorbing the next turn anyway, and so, like, I don't know. It means you don't need... okay, well, geez, I don't know. Volcanic's a better player than I am. That's the short answer. But more concretely, he did a good job keeping his ISOs synced, which I didn't really recognize was going to be that important. So, normally, I believe Odin beats Amparilla, generally. The player 1 Odin is pretty good. Blood Pact is maybe enough that it's pretty cool. Like, I don't know. But Fastimus into Amparilla is just not generally good. So it would have to be like a turn 3 kind of slowish Animus. But player 1 gets the Odin on like turn 6, which is pretty dang early. Maybe you're just supposed to go Scorches. Scorches with Blood Pact? That seems okay against Odin. I don't know. I mean, they have Lance Tooth as well, but not if they're rushing for Odin. It's sort of hard to get the Lance Tooths. So they're going high econ, which suggests Odin more than anything else. This is where I have license to decide what to do. I can mirror, but honestly, mirroring Odin is like not very good, I believe. Especially because Lance Tooth will let the player with the first Odin get quite a lot of advantage out of it. So I want to try something different. And I know I'm like, well, my opponent's the one better positioned to do the good thing. I better find something that's not the good thing. And I'm often wrong about that. But here, like, Scorches feels okay. So does an Amparilla. And, like, I could build a turn 3 Animus. ADD next turn. But that just takes a long time to get enough stuff. So I think we're going to go Scorches and let, like, Blood Pact and force fields defend. And try to punish them for depending too much on Odin Absorb. Do I need this? What's up with this green, by the way? That seems very odd. Going for a somewhat... No, I don't know, actually. What do you want high econ green for? Going for a slower Odin, but I don't know why. Well, this would make it harder to punish an Amperilla, I guess. Right? What if I just went for that? It's harder. It's much harder to get the Odin now that you've bought some green. Okay, I guess I'll try this. So I can get TTA into 4 if I want. I guess I could build 3 attack. But like I can force field and still get the Amperilla down. And then I'll have 8 attack and they'll have 3. Or I could go for a slower Amperilla, try to get more Tarsiers out, which seems correct. But can they actually build 3 attack next turn? I really don't think they can. I'm going to just get this Animus. And if you build like SGG... I'll force field with my Ampo, and then I'll like defend with Blood Pacts and Rhinos and force fields. I can handle 7 attack once, like no big deal. You're going to be under the pressure of 8 attack every turn. Right, just like Rhino, Blood Pact or 2. Maybe. Squeeze in another Tarsier. The Rhino hold is free, which is nice. Yeah, this feels like catastrophically winning for me, right? How can you possibly live through this? Sure, clicking Odin, I guess, is one try. Need a lot more force fields. Can I get another Tarsier? It seems pretty greedy. I could click the Rhino and buy a Rhino. I don't think I want that. I think I just want another Tarsier. Supreme greed. Let's do it. And the Rhino hold is free, even. It exploits. I'm actually surprised at like how much they're hanging on here. Okay, but making them not click Odin is a really big step forward. I think this is goodish. I'm not sure. Suppose I didn't do that. What could I do instead? I could get an NG. This gives them like so much more defense though. What if I didn't do this? Boy, this Rhino click is very expensive. 3 force fields? I don't think that's worth it. This is what an amazing... I don't often get 9 Tarsier Amperillas in my games. And like I don't think I've won either. Like I'm in good shape, but there's still some play here. Opponent is guaranteed losing an attack, so this defends. Let's throw in that last Tarsier, shall we? It's like supremely greedy. Actually, let's not. Let's just build another Rhino so I can click this guy and get a little more health, a little more defensive tempo saved up. Double check that this indeed does kill 1 damage guaranteed. Yes. Either the Odin or the Splitter must die. All right. I don't know, like, I feel like if you just didn't get this conduit, I was in much worse shape. Like, I can't really... If the Odin is coming in a turn sooner, the Ampo can't land. I'd have to go for Scorches instead. Maybe that's fine. Scorches against mono blue is alright, but honestly, I'm terrible at Scorches. I would have lost, whether they're good or not. But against someone who picked up this green and then a single blue, I think that I can land this Ampo, and it's pretty much unbeatable. It's hard for them to actually click the Odin, right? And if they don't, they're attacking for very little, giving me time to build many more Tarsiers. So maybe that was the problem, is the opponent had to actually be clicking the Odin pretty much the whole time in order to win. But that's pretty hard to do, right? I don't think they can really even be willing to gambit, like... Because you could imagine clicking Odin and gambiting for 2 or something. Saying, look, all that matters is Odin and my splitters, so kill me if you want. But I don't think that that's actually good, because it's not even a gambit. I just like have to accept. I only have Tarsiers attacking. And so it'd be basically just giving up a bunch of absorb to... I don't know, maybe that's worth it. Health matters a lot to an Amperilla player. But, yeah, I mean, no support for Odin and good support for Amperilla. I mean, it's not no support, right? Or even with, like, I think Odin is just so generally good against Amperilla that the fact that Amperla has some support, might not be enough for it to win. But if you give it an extra turn as well as all that support, like, fine, I'll play it. You got me. All right, well, we got back most of our rating points, it looks like. And we finished our ticket. Amazing. Cool. Well, so that was our first episode with no sound. Let me know what you guys thought. And I hope you enjoyed it, whether you liked the old music or not. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.